If you've been feeling stuck lately, like you can't go back to who you were, and you also don't know how to become the woman that you're meant to be, stay with me because that feeling you hate, the confusion, the heaviness, the loss of direction, it's not you failing. It's an identity shift. You are standing between the old you and the next chapter, and no one teaches us how to survive that. So in this video, I'm going to break down why you feel this way, what's actually happening inside of you, and the exact process to move through this transition with clarity instead of fear. Hi, my name is Layla and welcome to my channel where I help ambitious women gain clarity, master their money, and design a life that truly aligns because freedom is not luck, it's a mindset and it is a plan. Maybe you've done that too, ignored a feeling that scared you because the alternative felt too big to face. The first time the idea of career actually crossed my mind, it made no sense. It was emotional, not logical. My life just wasn't going the way I planned, and living felt more like an escape, so I pushed it away. But when that feeling came back a second time, it was different. It was persistent and felt like an intuitive nudge I just could not ignore it anymore. When you build your whole adult life identity on the girl who left everything for Korea, when you tell your friends and your family and everyone that you meet that Seoul is your dream city, that you will stay there until the day you die, what do you do when life asks you to change your mind? What do you do when the identity everyone praises you for is the one thing you are outgrowing? Living felt like betraying the version of me I was so proud of. I felt guilty for wanting more. I felt scared of what would come next, and I felt stuck. Not because I didn't know what to do, but because the woman I had been was fading away and the new one hadn't arrived yet. And that's the part no one prepares you for. That strange in between where the old you is fading and the new you hasn't arrived yet, and everything feels confusing and heavy and strangely emotional. But here's what I did not know back then, and what most people never realized: that stuck feeling isn't a personal failure. It's psychological. And there's a reason why you feel this way. So let me break it down, because once you understand what's actually happening inside of you, the confusion starts to disappear. Feeling stuck is what happens when your old identity is gone, but your new one hasn't arrived yet. So let's talk about that, because once you understand the psychology behind feeling stuck, I promise you, everything will start making sense. Because most people think they're stuck because they're lazy, they are lacking motivation or discipline, but that's not what is happening at all. When you feel stuck, what you're actually experiencing is an identity problem, not a motivation problem. It's the moment when the version of you that carried you through the last chapter no longer fits. But the next version of you, unfortunately, hasn't formed yet. So that gap, that between space of, who you are and who you're becoming, is what creates emotional friction. Your brain doesn't like that, because psychologically, your brain is unfortunately or fortunately wired for safety, not for reinvention. And anything unfamiliar, even a positive change, feels like a threat. So your mind starts slowing you down with overthinking, fear of the unknown, doubt, confusion, not because you're doing something wrong, but because your brain is trying to keep you the same. There is also a layer of grief we don't talk about. When a chapter ends, even when you choose to end it, like in my case, you grieve the routines, the identity, the dream that you once had. You grieve the comfort of knowing who you were. And grief will always pause you before it lets you move forward. That pause is what we call stuck. But here's the part most people never realize: feeling stuck is actually a developmental phase. Psychologists call it the neutral zone. It's the stage between endings and beginnings. It feels like nothing is happening, but internally, everything is being reorganized. Your belief, your values, your desires, your sense of self, your emotional baseline, your identity. That's why nothing external makes sense yet, because your internal world is still rearranging itself. This is also where your intuition starts speaking louder. Sometimes feeling stuck is your mind protecting you from rushing into the wrong next chapter. It's actually slowing you down long enough for clarity to land. And you don't recreate an old pattern or repeat an old story because of that. So you're not stuck. Think of it as you transitioning. You're becoming someone you haven't met yet. And the moment you understand that, the fear around being stuck disappears, because you finally see it for what it is, which is your identity rewiring itself for your next chapter. Now that you understand the psychology of feeling stuck, I want to walk you through something that changed everything for me. And I would call them the 4 phases of reinvention. Okay, so reinvention isn't random or chaotic. It actually follows a very clear emotional and psychological phase. And once you understand these 4 phases, you stop judging where you are and you start working with it. These are the phases I went through and the phases that everyone goes through when they're outgrowing a version of themselves. So, phase number 1 is awareness. It usually begins quietly with a subtle, uncomfortable truth, such as, I can't keep living like this. And suddenly the routines that you used to tolerate, they start to feel suffocating. And the life that you built with so much pride starts shrinking around you, and you start daydreaming about changing everything, the job, the city, the relationship, etc. And you're not stuck. You're just waking up. So phase 1 is your soul tapping you on the shoulder, telling you this chapter is over. Stop pretending it's not. Most people ignore this phase because it's easy to dismiss, but it's actually the doorway to everything. Phase number 2 is the death phase. This is where the identity starts dissolving. Old dreams, they fall apart. Old habits, they stop working. Old desires, they don't feel like yours anymore. You're grieving the version of you that got you this far. This phase feels like confusion and restlessness and sometimes guilt. But this phase isn't a crisis. It's clearing. Your old identity is making space for your new one. If you are in this phase, please hear me. Nothing is wrong with you. This is growth disguised as uncertainty. Phase number 3 is the rebuilding phase. This is where you start shaping your new identity with tiny intentional choices. A new habit, a new boundary, a new routine. Rebuilding, trust me, is not glamorous at all. It's steady, it's consistent, it's boring. And no one actually romanticizes this. But this phase is powerful because it gives you the proof that you can rebuild yourself. Here, clarity, energy, self-respect, and your sense of self and direction actually slowly returns to you. And phase number 4 is reintegration. One day, you wake up and you notice something. You feel more grounded and clear. Your decisions, they feel more aligned again. And you're not forcing anything, you're just choosing. Your new identity has finally landed, and your habits, they match your desire. Your standards, they rise naturally. Your environment supports who you're becoming. And you can feel the difference in your body, in your choices, and in the way that you move through your day. This is the phase where everything actually begins to align, not because your life magically changed, but because you did. Understanding these phases changed the way I saw myself, because instead of fighting my evolution, I finally understood it. And the moment I asked myself one specific question, everything shifted. So let's talk about that question. When I was going through those phases, I kept asking myself the same exhausting questions. What do I do next? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I ruin everything I've built? What if this is a mistake? And every time I asked those questions, I felt more confused, more anxious, more stuck, because these are actually survival questions, They come from fear, not alignment. At one point, I remember sitting with myself and thinking, okay, if I keep asking these questions, I'm going to stay exactly where I am. So I changed the questions and I asked myself something completely different. And this one question actually shifted everything for me. And the question was, who do I want to become next? Not what should I do? Not what's the safest choice? Not how will people react? Just who am I becoming? And what version of me feels the most aligned, the most grounded, the most honest? That question opened a door I didn't even know existed, because when you connect to the future version of yourself, the one that you deeply admire, your actions, your standards, your priorities, they start to shift automatically. And you stop making decisions based on fear, and you start making decisions based on that new identity you're seeking. This question became my compass, and it gave me direction when everything felt blurry, and it reminded me that reinvention isn't about starting over, it's about expanding into the person you were always meant to grow into. And once I asked myself that question, I knew I needed practical steps to anchor that identity. So that's what I want to share with you next. The practical steps that make reinvention real, grounded, and doable. So let's do it. Clarity comes from action. So these are the intentional and sustainable steps that help me rebuild myself from the inside out. But before I get there, if you found my content helpful so far, please like this video and share. Okay, so step number 1, clean up one area of your life. Do not try to fix everything at once, okay? pick one area that feels chaotic and bring order back to it. It could be your finances, your room, your morning routine, your inbox, your environment. I don't care. Creating order actually creates clarity, and clarity is what you need. Step number 2, change one habit. Pick one habit that aligns with the woman that you're becoming. It can be something simple as, I don't know, going to bed early, journaling every morning, reading instead of scrolling on your phone, drinking more water, taking a daily walk, you name it. Your identity, is built on habits. So one habit is enough to actually create momentum. Step number 3, make one bold move per month. Your brain needs proof that you are damn serious about becoming this new version of yourself. So make a bold move, be it, I don't know, big or small, such as, I don't know, signing up for a class, booking a solo trip, applying for a job that you're freaking scared of, investing in your growth, settling a boundary with someone, saying no to something that drains you, or saying yes to something that excites you. One bold move a month is enough to shift your entire life in a year. Step number 4, change your environment. Sometimes you just need a new stimulus, a new set of acquaintances, a new evening routine, a new walking route, a new space in your home that feels sacred. Your environment actually shapes your identity more than you realize. So change the environment and your mind begins to shift with it. Step number 5, create one non-negotiable. This is your anchor, your stabilizer, or the promise that you make to yourself every day. And it could be a mantra such as, I move my body every day. I don't abandon myself for others. I keep my space clean. I slow down before reacting. I prioritize my health. Your non-negotiable is not about perfection. Let's just be clear. It's about showing up for yourself consistently. That's the most important. And then step 6 is upgrade your mindset. This is where everything comes together. Stop asking, is this realistic? Is this safe? What will people think? And start asking, is this aligned with the person that I'm becoming? Reinvention is about changing how you see yourself and what you believe you're actually entitled to. Your mindset shapes your identity. Your identity shapes your choices. Your choices shape your life. And when you add these steps together, I promise you, not perfectly, okay, just consistently, you will notice something powerful. You will stop feeling stuck and lost, and you start feeling like a more aligned, grounded, and upgraded version of yourself. If you're watching this and you've been feeling stuck, I want you to take a deep breath. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are transitioning. You're shedding a version of yourself that no longer fits. You're making space for the woman that you're meant to become next. Reinvention is not supposed to feel clear or confident in the beginning. It's supposed to feel uncertain, emotional, uncomfortable, because you are literally rewiring your identity. And that discomfort that you're feeling, it's not a sign for you to stop. It's actually proof that you are moving. And if you take anything from this video, let this be it. Your life isn't falling apart. It's redirecting you. It's preparing you. It's shaping you into a version of yourself that you haven't met yet. But you will. You will. And she's worth the transition. She is worth the grief and the confusion and the rebuilding. She is worth the bold moves that you're going to make, the new standards that you're going to have. She is worth the wait. So don't rush this. Don't judge this. Honor it, because this is where real reinvention begins. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what phase of reinvention you are in right now. And if you want more videos on mindset, reinvention, and building a life that you're proud of, make sure you subscribe. This is just the beginning of your new era, and I am honored to be part of it. So thank you so much for watching until the end. Take very good care of yourselves, and you will see me in the next video. Bye.